Hi, and welcome back to Source Wisdom Podcast. And today, a bit different with a little story about myself, or rather, just what has happened when I did not listen to my intuition, and how that story unfolded beautifully, you could say. Because at the end of the day, what we really teach and what you need to be balanced out is that there is perfection in every single thing. So, a few weeks ago, I think it was, a funny story happened. So, okay, let's do it first like this. So, I was working. I can't remember exactly what I was doing. I think I was working on a podcast or anything of that. And suddenly someone rings the bell and I'm like, okay. And I've got a letter in the mail. Now, if someone rings the bell for that, it's a registered letter, at least in my country. I don't know how it is in yours. And I was like, huh? I did not get anything before. So, for my car insurance, I forgot, when I paid my car insurance, I forgot to put a 0 at the end, meaning I only paid hundreds instead of thousands. Now, my car insurance did not notify me at all. I did not get a letter from them that there was some, the payment was missing. The difference between the hundreds to the thousand was missing. Lo and behold, the letter I got was from the road traffic licensing department. I don't know how it happens in your country, but we have a department for that. And if your car is not insured, they will take away your plates. Yeah, so your license plates of your car. And I got that letter that within, I think it was 5 days, I had to bring my license plate to them. And I was like, as well as, that was my bad. I did not read it right. I thought I also had to bring my driving license. And I was cue the meltdown of me crying for 15 minutes because I thought I was losing my driving license. Which, in hindsight, is so funny. And literally an hour after, I think, or 2 hours after, I was laughing because I thought I was losing my driving license because I just forgot to, pay attention to the invoice, the payment I did. So I literally stood there reading the letter, and I just saw what they actually wanted was my car driving license, not the car, the license from the car, I don't know. What did I do? I called my brother. My brother is a car mechanic, so, he knows this stuff. Me crying on the phone and being help me, they're taking away my driving license. And he's like, wait a minute, it can't be happening. That's not going to happen. Nowhere in the law it says that they can take away your driving license if you do not pay your car insurance. So, cue the meltdown, me calming down with all of the tools I have, which we teach you in balance our nervous system and emotional regulation course. So within, I can't remember exactly, but it was a very short time. I calmed myself down, got the emotional tools, everything. Now, I think it was like, I knew the department closed at 4 p.m. So what needed to happen was, first of all, I needed to call my car insurance, then pay it, and them sending that, I don't know how you call it, they somehow have to send, somehow approve like an evidence that I've paid and also my car is insured to the department. And that needed to happen within like an hour or like 30 minutes. I can't remember. It was like a very short amount of time. If that wasn't being done, the police would be at my door in like 2 days. And they would collect the license. So, didn't have any, like, it needed to happen. Like, there was no choice other than it needed to happen. So, I needed to get my creator field right. I needed to call my car insurance, being able to pay the rest of it, and then sending the proof to the department giving the okay and saying, you're good, you're insured, you don't have to give away, like, your driving license. Which, not my driving license, as you know now, just my car plates, like the license plates. So, with intuition, I dug into it. My brother also helped me, like, everyone just came together, and that was only possible because I have a creator field set up to have people help me. And that didn't used to be like this. Like, I was Miss Independent Woman #1 probably on this planet. I was like, I don't need nobody helping me. Do you know how amazing it is when people come together and help you? It's like the best thing. And just from their own like point, without you even having to beg, like they show up for you and you do the same thing for them. And that's because you show up for yourself. You have that in your creative field, like programmed. And one of the best things ever. Didn't used to be like this. I was like, as I said, Miss Independent. I need nobody, let alone a man, help me. Like, that was the worst thing ever that could be happening. Trauma, and when you don't reprogram your things. We digress, so let's get back to that. And it just felt amazing because everyone was trying to help me. And we got it done, because of course we did. Like, I have intuition. I haven't trained it, still to this day. I will develop my intuition until I die. Like, there is no point in denying that. And really dig deep into why this was happening, what's going on, what is the reflection, anything. Doing that, calling everyone, wiring the money, every single thing within like 30 minutes or an hour. Can't really remember how long it took. But it was, I know exactly, it was 3:45 when we've got it done. And at 4 p.m. they closed. So, and it was also a Friday, double whammy. It was like, you need to have it done, otherwise the police is going to be here and taking away your license. The license plates. I would not have been able to do that if I didn't have intuition. Literally. I would not have been able to do that. And also get I didn't have to pay the fees and stuff like that. All of that. Because I dug into it, reprogrammed my creator field to what I desired, which was keeping the car plates. Of course, being able to drive my car. I love my car, like, that's my baby. I need her. So, got all of that fixed, and it truly wouldn't have been able without intuition. Like, I would have probably, the police would have been at my door and would have been knocking and would have been like, give me your place, driving like the car plate. And I would have had to pay them for that as well, because of course you have to. What else? Like, we all know in which system we work in. So, anyhow, I've got that done. Now, what exactly does that have to do with me not listening to my intuition? Did I listen when I got the intuitive hit to look at the payments I did? No. Did Mara listen when she got a weird feeling with her car insurance? She sure did not. My higher self had to give me a situation where I listened, where I learned once again to really listen to my intuition and to actually dig then into what I need to listen in. Because if you just get a notch of things, you need to go in and read it. Like, we have different fields you need to read. The creator field, you need to read the thought field, you need to read the higher self field, there's a source field, there's like all of these different things. And if you're not trained, you don't have a clue how to read it. You can also read soul contracts, all of these things. I would not have had to go through that and crying, thinking I'm losing my driving license, which would have come with thousands of Swiss francs I would have had to pay if I would have lost it. Now, didn't happen, of course. And I would have also had to pay a lot of money if they would have taken away my plates, my car plates. So, all of that would not have needed to happen if I would have listened to my intuition. Now, it is, once again, we could go in to see the perfection in it, because I did that, of course. And it actually forced me to level up so much. Like, I have whole new tools. I have so much things learned because of it. It brought me to a new money goal and on a higher timeline, all of these things because of it. But I could have done that through my intuition as well, without having to go through a negative situation where almost the police was involved. Like, I don't want that. I don't want to ever go through that. So, if you do not listen to your intuition and you don't actually develop it to be able to go in and read everything and just hack the system and make everything easier for you. Because why wouldn't you do that? Like, literally. There's a process behind it, step-by-step proven process to actually develop your intuition. And also making sure you trust your intuition. Because even if you develop your intuition but you do not trust it, you will get wrong answers. Or rather, you will read it wrong or interpret it wrong, like stuff like that, or you will emotionally manipulate the answer. All of that could happen, but we have a proven step-by-step process for that, so that it's not going to happen to you. Do not worry, we've got you covered. Truly, the thing is, if you do not listen to your intuition, a lot of things can happen. For me, it was that situation. There were also many other situations. I literally did not get into a car accident because I listened to my intuition. I did not get kidnapped because I listened to my intuition. Back 11 years ago, when I was 17, I went ahead and went to Bournemouth, like into 2-week exchange thingy to learn English, like just to get a better grasp at it, or like just, just wanted to go, not having going to school in the usual and going to Bournemouth. So I did that. Now, my amazing friend and I, we were both going. So she was a bit further away from me, like her hosts. I had to go through a creepy park. And my intuition, there was a curfew. Of course there was a curfew. My intuition told me to wait, which meant I would miss the curfew by like 10 minutes. I could have gotten into trouble. I knew I had that deep gut feeling because at that point I didn't yet really develop it. I was always intuitive. I just wasn't able to accurately read everything. So I just had that gut feeling of, you can't leave. And I'm like, okay. So I did not. I stayed, I think, 10 minutes later or anything. It was just the amount of time it needed for me to be safe. And it was creepy. There was like fog, and I just stayed there and I just waited. And I'm like, what am I doing? I should go home, but I have this gut feeling. So I listened. When I got home, every single car was broken in. There was other things. Police was there and stuff like that. Which meant if I would have gotten there before, if I would have left when I needed to, I literally would have seen them breaking into a car. They would have seen me. You don't know what could have happened. If someone if you see someone break into a car, you will try to go the other way, or you will call the police, all of these things. I was in a different country. I had no clue. I was 17. Would have called the police probably, but I wouldn't have been safe at all. And in my whole life, situation after situation exactly like that has happened. I literally were in Paris when all of the things happened back there, and my intuition kept us safe, and there are countless stories I could tell you. If you do not listen to your intuition, you do not trust yourself, first of all, that creates a program in your creative field that you do not trust yourself, then other people will not trust you. You will not get promoted and all of that stuff because people do not trust you. If you have a business, they do not trust you to give you the transformation you say you will do. So a person who doesn't trust you to give them the transformation will not hire you. There are all of these things that happen just because of one thing, because you do not listen to your intuition and you do not trust it. And also, you will not have the clarity you need. You will not trust your body. You will think it's there are so many things that can happen. Or also in a relationship, if you do not trust your intuition to either stay or to leave, there are countless things that could happen. And if you continue to ignore your intuition, that conflict is going to get bigger and bigger. You will need to have, maybe it's just a level 5 situation, what will happen, like an obstacle, a level 5 obstacle. You do not listen to your intuition. You do not develop it. You do not trust it. Okay. Next time, it could, for example, be you walk by a table and there's a glass very near the corner, and you get the gut instinct, oh, I need to push it in more because it will fall. You do not do that. You walk away, suddenly you hear the cling. You turn around, you see your cat, your dog, your kid, I don't know, your child, anyone else, or just somehow it has fallen down and splintered. Well, that isn't that bad if no one is like hurt. Then it can continue. Now it's getting to level 5. Maybe you almost hit a curb or anything. Then it gets louder and louder and louder until it's a level 10. Level 10 is you... No, that's a bit dark. I don't know. A level 10 could be anything that could be like, that's different from person to person. It could be you getting fired, it could be you getting into a car accident, it could be... There are countless, like 10,000 of millions different things that could happen for you to learn the sole lesson of trusting your intuition and actually listening to it and developing it. And one of the things is, if you do not listen to your intuition, you will also listen to anyone else above you. So, meaning, you need to make a decision. Or you get a hunch to make a business and everyone is telling you, don't do it. Not in this time. Or like, if you want to, I don't know, publish a book, everyone's telling you, do not do that. Or take that publisher, not this one, and you know the other one would be right for you. But everyone says, oh, that publisher has like... I don't know, they have all of the number 1 books on Amazon, on like wherever, Barnes Nobles, I don't know. And then it flops. Or the people who were meant to read it don't get it, don't see it. All of these things could happen because you do not listen to your intuition. And I will not stop ever telling everyone how amazing intuition is. And it's exactly that one thing, how you can become influential, how you can reach your greatest potential, how you can become healthy, how you can become wealthy. Literally, through your intuition, you can make a lot of money. Doesn't mean you need to be intuitive like us. You could use it in your career to make decisions or know. Imagine you're like in your career, you have clients. Imagine if you know exactly what to say to them to get them to the desired goal. Or you're in a meeting and a solution needs to be like, you need to come up with a solution. Well, with intuition, you can go in and read it and give them the solution. There is nothing intuition can't do. Like, there's no limit. And the more you develop it, the more you trust it, the more you really truly listen to it, the more it will give you. The more you will live an extraordinary life. Now, for example, another thing, I know Epstein files is like a hot topic. With intuition, I've known that information for a long time. We truly give you actually also the tools to help bring light into the darkness, to clear those rituals, all of these things. We can do that because of intuition. Also, we know exactly who truly is doing it, because there are part of the Epstein files that are not true. Most people won't know that. There is also that. You can read a person if they have bad intentions or not, if they're lying to you. You can literally become your own lie detector. Also very good in a relationship. You know exactly if the person opposite to you is lying to you or not. But all of these things can be done if you develop your intuition and if you truly go in and trust it. And we make sure of that, truly. Like, this is one of the most important things. Like, it is so dear to us. Like, I love when I truly knew that you can develop your intuition down to a science and become incredibly accurate, and you can read all of these different things, I became obsessed. I literally became obsessed. And it's the best thing, seeing your lives change, like you guys, your lives, like getting changed because of it, because we are incredibly accurate with it. And we've earned the right to be, like, we've put hours over hours into it. With different things, with different tools, with step-by-step processes we've created, and all of these things. There is no limit, as I said. We've also, if you do not trust your intuition, you're getting manipulated. Getting manipulated by your emotions, but also by other people. Fear and chaos, they manipulate you with it. If you have intuition, you can actually see the source truth in it. So, like, the literal truth in it. And I'm obsessed with the truth of anything. I need to know everything. I'm like, I was that kid that always said, but why? But why? But why exactly? Yeah. Now with intuition, I get the why. I get the answer. And I mean, I sometimes, like, depending on the reflection you have, or anything, if you're imbalanced, that can always happen. But because you trust your intuition and you have it, you know you've got this. You know you can weather the storm. You can actually get on the ship and steer it through the storm. Instead of, like, I did this analogy. How do you say it? Anyhow. Because we are moving from the snake into the fire hose, I said, like, instead of slithering on the body trying to fix yourself, you can actually just get on the horse, get to the truth, know how to raise your self-image. All of these things are because of intuition. So, what do you want? Do you want to not listen to your intuition and have obstacle after obstacle? Or do you actually want to listen to your intuition, develop it, and get really, really accurate in it? And it doesn't matter if you're in a career, if you have your own business. I know you are meant for more, and you are ready to get there. And you get there by trusting your intuition, developing it, and to really give you that clarity and give you the step-by-step process. We're soon launching our intuition course. It will be intimate, like, it will be a small group to make sure every single one of you gets what you need, and that we can give you the best transformation and help you with your intuition. So, truly, most important thing is listen to your intuition, trust it, develop it, and then live the most extraordinary life. So, I can't wait to see you in the intuition course when we launch it. And in the meantime, if you want the clarity, we have our on-demand sessions, like on our demand reads, which within 3 days you get the audio. You can ask a question because you can't wait for the clarity, and afterwards you can do that for yourself. You know, if you train your intuition, you get to do this for yourself. We have everything. Like, we have, if you want to know how to emotionally regulate the way I did with my situation within minutes, we have our nervous system balance course. we've got you. We have everything covered for you to actually live your best life. And truly, it means so much to me, to us, that you listen to this podcast. So we would be honored if you give a review, if you tell your friends about it, because that's how more lives can get changed, how they can also experience it. Learn more information, high frequency information, get their life changed. So thank you so much. Have a nice day, have a marvelous day, and see you next week.